Hey, what's going on, NFL fans, Atlanta Falcon fans? Looking at the sport news like I'm always doing, man. I brought y'all a Joy's pick and trade idea for the Falcons, and I'm still on the fence about that. But there's a trade prediction for Kyle Pitts. Um, it's no surprise, man, that I've been telling y'all for a little bit over a year that I could see the Falcons trading Kyle Pitts, mainly because he hadn't lived up to the fourth pick that he was drafted. And it's not all his fault, and I get into that. But before I get into it, man, y'all go ahead and press that subscribe button. Press that notification bell to get my videos as soon as I drop them. And help me get my video through the YouTube universe. Hit that algorithm, man. But an interesting article came up, man, from the sporting news, and it's about Kyle Pitts, a trade idea. And honestly, I'm not surprised because let's keep it real, y'all. Kyle Pitts, other than his first season, um, it's been a little bit of a letdown. But Shane Shoemaker from the Sport News wrote an article on Vinny Lear predicting the Falcons to trade with the Kansas City Chiefs for Kyle Pitts, and it's honestly no surprise because look at the landscape of the Atlanta Falcons right now. They're going into really the second year of Raheem Morris's tenure with the Falcons. So he's going to keep working in the type players that he wants to bring in, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. And the Falcons have a lot of free agents this offseason, man. I think they have 20 or a little bit over 20. So that's mainly 40% of the roster. So as I look at it, man, Kyle Pitts, first season here, Pro Bowler, over 1,000 yards. But only one touchdown, and Matt Ryan was still the quarterback. Next two seasons, well, next season after that, tears his knee up. So he spent 2023 recovering from that knee injury, and last year, full season, I think he's back to Kyle Pitts. Y'all saw some of the games that what he could be with the right quarterback, and honestly, I think Zach Robinson was a blessing for Michael Penix and these receivers because as I think about it, man, Zach Robinson could be his last season in Atlanta because if they perform the way they did last year on offense, the last three games, give you a preview of what Penix can do. I think Zach Robinson is going to be a head coach, whether it's in college, whether it's in the pros, because coaches, they just flip flop like that. You saw it in Detroit, heavy turnover. So you have to get the job done, get that window, keep that window open as long as you can. And Vinny Lear said it might be a good proactive move for Kansas City regardless of whether Travis Kelce decides to retire this offseason. That's the key word. Travis Kelce. First ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, I said it, first ballot Hall of Famer. But him retiring is going to be key to the Chiefs offseason because, as you saw in the Super Bowl, they need to get help on the offensive line, and they need to get Patrick Mahomes more weapons. I think Marquise Brown's a free agent. DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's going to retire if I'm not mistaken. So Chiefs need weapons. So in that aspect, it makes sense. Pitts has been a misfit in Atlanta through multiple offensive coordinators, and Michael Penix Jr. also doesn't seem like a quarterback with which he can mesh, and that's a lie. We saw that the last couple of games. For some reason, Kyle Pitts and Michael Penix, it may work. Because as I tell y'all, man, tight end is quarterback's best friend. And also with Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod coming back, one more dynamic receiver could change the landscape of this entire offense. We have Casey Washington. Y'all see me put out a video on Ricky White, UNLV, what he could bring if they drafted him. But one more receiver could unlock Pitts and his offense. So I don't agree with that part. But it says everyone can click with Patrick Mahomes. That's true to a certain extent. And Pitts is the kind of untapped athletic target Andy Reid can get the best out of his system. That's absolutely true. Because as I've said, man, for some reason, Andy Reid, he's a player whisperer. You saw what happened with Mike Vick when he came back from prison, and he looked like a totally different quarterback in Philadelphia. Talk about Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson. Um, it's just something about Andy Reid and coaching offense. He just does well. And honestly, I would not be mad at this move because Kyle Pitts may need a resurgence in his career. And remember this also, he's still only 24 years old. Still only 24. And so far he's at 196 catches, 2,651 yards, 10 touchdowns. Doesn't sound like gaudy numbers, but trust me, in the right offense, I think Kyle Pitts could probably be a Pro Bowler year after year, especially in the Andy Reid offense. But let's talk about trade. Um, you're not probably not gonna get a first for him. If the Chiefs give you a second, that's more like a high third. But they have three third-round picks. So if you can get two of those third-round picks, I think that's a win. Because one, you can go out and draft another tight end. You can get probably an extra player that you could use to add depth to this roster. So I think a third-round pick is suitable for the Falcons, or a third and the fifth or somewhere in there. But if you get two picks for Kyle Pitts, I think it's a win. But honestly, I would like to see him grow in this system just one more season up under Michael Penix. $10.8 million is a big cap hit for a tight end. But at the same time, you got to look at the talent you're getting, the production you possibly could get. So Michael Penix and Kyle Pitts, I would just love to see more of that. He's on his fifth-year option this year, playing on his fifth-year option. And if you feel like Michael Penix and Kyle Pitts can mesh, go ahead and extend them 3 years, maybe $45 million, $15 a year. You can structure that contract any way you want to get the most out of it. But Kyle Pitts on any other team that has a strong offensive scheme that fits his skill set, I think he could dominate, man, because 6'6", 250 don't float around all the time. And honestly, he's a mismatch. And I think the Falcons will be doing themselves a disjustice just to see what he could do with Michael Penix. But this trade with Kansas City, do you agree with it? Would you rock with it? Let me know what y'all think, man. Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. It's your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all later, man. Peace.